Ta-da! Hello.
Hello.
So I like this because I think the fact that we have great conversations when we meet, when we speak on Zoom, is something that more people should get to see and get to be part of.
Great.
And yeah, you and I spoke yesterday about, the truth being under what people share. Some people, like, people say what they feel they need to say, but you want to feel the person underneath that. The the learning, breathing, feeling, growing person.
And feel the energy.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's what we can show in our posts and in just text and writings and not even in pictures. No?
yeah.
It's like you have to
It
get
is
a feel for the person that you want to spend time with.
100%, 100%. So, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell everyone who you are.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Beautiful women out there. I'm Sabine. I'm calling myself a soul guide and sacred space holder. Um, but it's kind of hard to define what I really am, because I have so many different facets. I love gathering women and people together to share and to experience connection and to dive deep into themselves to find their or to remember their inner truth, their deep inner wisdom, the divine insight and their soul. So yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
do.
and you
That's why I love to offer retreats and other sorts of gatherings where we come together and enjoy our sisterhood. Yeah.
and you do it so well. You really are very deep. And we've only met over the last 10 weeks. So I just want to share how this came up. So I saw in a retreat group, I saw that this woman who I'd never met before, knew nothing about, had written a post, and she had said, I don't want to do it by myself anymore. I'd love to do something with somebody else. I want to do a retreat. Is there anybody out there? And the way we lead and the way we live is the way that we will be leading the retreat that we've created. And we'll tell you about that in a minute. But when I saw this message, it was an intuitive nudge to say, oh my God, okay, I'm just going to message her and we'll see what happens. Like, she might hate me, I might hate her. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Sent a message and you replied, and then we met, and it was like we connected so quickly.
But it was creation from the first second, no? We met
Yeah,
and the ideas were just starting to flow. And within like such a short time, we had this idea for a retreat, what we would love to offer to other women. And it was like from that moment on, it was like creation, creation, and creation. And just like yesterday, we came up with this idea. I have no idea. I can't remember how we actually came up with it, but it was there. And we said, okay, let's do it. Let's go
yeah.
for it.
And
Uh,
everything has happened from sentence after sentence. So you've said something and I've gone, oh my God, what about this? I've said something, you've gone, oh my God, what about this? I hope everybody understands the idea behind practicing what you preach. So we hear it all the time. We hear walk your talk. But the fact of the matter is, the reality behind that is that you're actually living and breathing and speaking and doing the things that you're suggesting somebody else should do or could do. And we're doing that with each other every step of the way for this incredible retreat that we've created. And my name is Ciara Heenahan, and
please tell us a little
I
more.
work I work with people who, a bit like Sabine said, who are ready to remember, because the fact of the matter is there's nothing outside of us that we need that isn't already inside of us. It's all there. But we've been taught and conditioned and programmed to think that we need everything outside of us. We need to read a book, we need to see something else, we need to listen to somebody else. The wisdom is so deep inside us. And the piece that I love the most is finding a person's wisdom and then helping them activate on it fast. And it's a buzz. I get to cheerlead, I get to support, I get to be there with the person going, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. And that feels so good for me. Um, and this retreat, so we've created a retreat called the Birth of the Phoenix. And even the name, it came from the conversation. We were writing notes on that very first call. We were putting the bones of the retreat together. You know, what's this going to be? How's it going to look? What do you want to do? What do I want to do? And suddenly you talked about the Phoenix, and I went, oh, why don't we just call it the Birth of the Phoenix? Because that's what it is. It's incredible.
And then remember, this beautiful villa came up on Mykonos, which was actually kind of the only villa that was fitting all our criteria and that could be booked. And
Mm.
and then we realized there was this beautiful lighthouse just in front of the villa. So, oh, it
And this is
was
Mykonos.
still, I thought, yeah. And yeah,
Like
so
we've got our backgrounds up where Mykonos is because we wanted to show that this is where we're going to be going. And it's in September from the 20th to the 27th of September. It's 7 nights. And honestly, the energy, the care, the enthusiasm, the passion, the fun that we've created this from, it's exceptional. It really is exceptional. And yesterday was our 10th call. So we've been in creation for 10 weeks. And we sat on the call and we spoke to each other and we said, you know, how do we call in the women that we want to be part of this truly and genuinely? Because spaces can be saturated. You can speak into what feels like the void. And unless you speak to the right person, they're not going to see it and they're not going to hear it. And we feel so passionately about this that it's almost sad that something as incredible as this for the right 12 women isn't being seen by those 12 women. So we said, hey, Sabine had done a reading for herself. And she said, well, why don't we do a reading with the cards for the retreat? And I thought, oh my God, that's a great idea. So we did a reading for ourselves and then we pulled cards for the retreat. And honest to God, the reason that we wanted to come to this today is because one of the cards we pulled pretty much told us to. And if you want to know where we lead from, it is intuition and discernment. I think both of us would feel inner wisdom is the key to everything.
yeah.
So, shall we share the cards with them and explain what happened? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm going to turn off my beautiful background now because otherwise you won't see the cards. So, please hold while I do that. All right. So, the first card we pulled was Stillness. Can you see that?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yuki Onna. And I saw the card and I just thought, oh my God, it's gorgeous. And I laughed. And so did Sabine. And the two of us had this look on our face like, oh, okay, fine, right, whatever, whatever. Because we've been doing and we understand the power of being. We very much understand that. But the human side of a person comes in and wants to do. It's the natural thing. I want to do. I want to put it out there. I want to be seen. I want to be visible. I want to be able to host this thing because I want to be able to help these women, right? And it felt like this card, for me anyway, came because it was time to just chill out. Just just shush for a minute, just still, just take a minute. And it felt right.
Mm. Yeah, for me the same. It is always again this call back to go inside. And we can only go inside when we are in stillness. And with our fast-paced life, we always have to do something. It's, I mean, like we're multitasking all the time. So coming back and coming to ourselves and just sitting and receiving. And this is awakens so much creative power. And we had already planned before that of course there's lots of moments of stillness and going inside and inner journeys and meditations that we're going to do. So this was the perfect confirmation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we do this all the time, like in our own lives, in our daily lives. We lead by example all the time. We're very much, for me, self mastery is a huge focus because if I don't know myself well enough, then how am I ever supposed to know anybody that I work with, that I help, that I support, that I'm in space with? So then the second card, and this was really the moment where the two of us laughed a lot because, hey, Isis, how about a bit of rebirth? Anyone say, let's do it differently? And, over the course of the time that we've been creating this and we've been doing our graphics and we've been doing our copy words and we've been doing our posts and we did an ad, and we're so delighted with ourselves that we're doing it. But yesterday, when this came up, it was like there was an opportunity for a pivot. This is it. This is what we wanted to do. Come on and say hi in person and show you who we are. So you'll know who you're coming to work with for 7 days and 7 nights, and that you'll understand the vibe and the energy and the gift that we want to bring to you.
Yeah, and it was so interesting because we had learned so much about how you do it, and we sort of followed the rules how you do it, how you promote and whatever. But it didn't quite work. And then suddenly this idea came, and it was no, we're going to do something different. We're letting go of the old, that ones that the knowledge-based work that we do. And with this focusing on our hearts and letting our intuition guide us, this idea came up. And yeah, it's again this, it's always like when I thought about it, um, it was this is we're always in moments of rebirth, no? It's always letting something old go, letting a
Mm.
layer dissolve, and birthing ourselves new in every moment. And so this is a bit of the preparation for like
Mm.
what we're going to do, because we're planning to do these videos in a sequence of 12 for the 12 beautiful women that we're calling
Yeah.
in for this retreat. And in each of those meetings that we'll have, we'll focus on a trigger, a card, a message, and how that showed up in our life and how we're going to work with it. So this is like showing that every time that a trigger comes, we pick it up and work on it and let go and
Yeah.
rebirth.
And we work in the realm of truth massively. And if we're not truthful with ourselves, then obviously, how can we be truthful with anyone else? So, when we spoke yesterday, we talked about the idea that people show up the way they think other people want them to show up, but there's this whole other truth of the matter underneath that surface feeling. And I'm more than happy to show that truth of the matter because I'm leading myself through it. I'm guiding myself through a process. We can hold huge space for the women that we work with, but that doesn't mean that we're not working through stuff for ourselves. It just means that we've gotten really good at guiding ourselves through our own parts so that we can be those guides for the ones who come to us. And I don't know about you, but I think the fakery has to stop. So we get to do things in a different way. We get to pull apart all the bro marketing and all the stuff and do it in a way that works and feels right.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not the gurus, we're not enlightened, we're still human beings,
Hmm.
always processing old wounds,
Yep.
traumas, old belief systems. So this is an ongoing process.
Mm.
I don't think that there's anyone out there that doesn't have any lessons still to learn.
No, no.
But
And
the important thing is to have your tools, how to
mm,
how to process. And then sometimes it's really important to have a group of other people, of other women that support you in doing that, and then that hold you, and because this
I
feels.
was just about to say the same thing. And that's the fun side of it as well. You know, we are back and forth in voice message and messaging when stuff comes up for us. And we laugh because we can sit in space with another human being who is on a journey processing all of the things. And we can say, oh my God, you know what I just went through today? Can I just tell you about this? This is what's happened. What do you see? And the other person can laugh and say, ha, oh my God, been there. You'll never guess what happened to me. This is how it happened. Humor is so important. Fun is so important when you're going through a process, when you're processing things at a very deep level. We're not saying that you can't be serious and that you shouldn't be serious. There's always moments of seriousness, but to find humor in those moments integrates the learning in a whole other way. At least it does for me.
Absolutely.
Shall we show them the third card? Oh no, you want go on?
Yes, like now I want to add
Yeah.
something. Of course, it's really important. It's not only humor that will save us, and we cannot laugh
Hmm.
away all the. I mean, we can laugh away that things come up and we deal with them, but of course, there are deep moments of
Mm.
in-depth emotions like deep grief and deep anger and disappointment and what have you. And this is so important. We are not quiet about it and
Hmm.
let these emotions move through us and to show them, to process them, and
Yeah.
to say, yes, yes, I am, this is what I feel right now.
And not to bypass them,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is perfect for this card because along came the nurturer. And as we pull those cards, stillness, rebirth, and the nurturer, it felt like it was I don't know to see what you think about this, but it felt like it was a holy trinity. It was a complete circle. It gave us the beginning and the middle and the end. And the question we had asked is how do we bring these women together for this retreat? How do we do that? What do we need to do? Um, and we need to nurture the truth of the matter. We need to nurture the fact that feelings come up, they need to be recognized, they need to be acknowledged, they need to be worked through. We need to nurture the fun side of life so that we can enjoy ourselves through the process. We need to nurture connection in community where the women who you are spending time with actually care about you. They don't just say they do, they actually do. And she agrees.
Yeah, and for me, there's also this nurturing. This is the feminine essence that we have. You know, this is like um, giving, but also receiving at the same time, nurturing each other and nurturing ourselves. This is what we so often we forget about nurturing ourselves and taking care of ourselves and take this time just for ourselves. So this is why I love to offer retreats for women to get away from the daily routine and the things that always come up. But when you're away for a full week that you have just for yourself, there's so much happening. And when you then have other women that are in the same process and that are prepared to open up, to open their hearts for each other, and to show themselves without the masks, without the roles they play, and without the pretty face that we show in public, but show ourselves how we are. And it's acknowledged and we're appreciated. And there's no judgment and no comparison and no competition who is further and who is behind. And this is the beauty of a retreat and of a
Mm.
true sisterhood that I love to create. And yeah.
And something you said there is so powerful because I've spoken to a lot of people about retreats and I've been away to different experiences. And the general consensus is you go away, you get away from normal life, and you have this incredible experience, but then you have to go back to normal life. And what I find is that unless you are given the tools that you need to go back to normal life in the best way, you return to normal life and you go back to the same thing. And those feelings that you were having beforehand, they return because they come back with you. So when we're on this retreat and we're holding this space, we will be giving you every tool that you need to birth the most incredible dream that you've ever considered. And you will be taking that back with you and continuing on. And that's where your group of sisters come in to play, because we will create the most incredible sacred circle on that retreat that is unbreakable. And every single one of us will be in support of each other. I don't know if you've ever felt that level of support. I don't know if you've ever felt that, like, that power that rises up behind you when you have a supportive cheerleading team that really cares. It's like no other. It's like no other.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that. And it's like, the thing is, we are all like pieces of a puzzle. And
Mm,
I love that so much because every individual is such an essential part of the whole. And when we come back to ourselves, into our true inner guidance, we receive the messages that like, what are we here for? And when you then have people around you that cheer you on, that like say, and that are another part of the puzzle,
mhm,
and like we've done here, um, I'm so sure that it will be the same, that it will be like you have an idea and oh, right, then so I can build on this idea.
mhm.
So it will be just a really beautiful creative container.
I don't know about you, but I'm awful excited.
That's cute.
Like, we've been saying this to each other on every single call, the level of excitement that we've created. And we'll share a link and you can have a look at the retreat yourself when we're finished. We'll pop a link in with this video. But you know what we should do now? What do you think? Should we pull a card?
Yeah, give me just a second. Like,
Yeah.
you said before that it's like when you come back from a retreat, then you're back to normal, and you sort of it gets lost. It gets lost.
Hmm.
So that's why we offer something special for a follow-up. Would you like to
Mm.
talk about it, Kira?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that, okay, so I'll just explain it like this. You have an idea, and it's possibly the best idea you've ever had. It feels like it's coming from the base of your feet, it's vibrating up through your body, and you're trying to figure out how to make it happen. And somebody comes along and they say to you, "We can help you. We can help you do that." Not because we have a way to make you successful, but because we understand how you can make yourself successful. So let's do that. We're going to do all the work. We're going to add and mix all of the beautiful inner work with all of the taking action work. It's so powerful. And you go, "Okay, that's amazing. But what happens when I go home?" And we say, "Don't worry, because for 12 solid months, we are going to hold you in that space together with the rest of your sisters in this incredibly sacred circle. So you will have support. So you will have connection. So you will have community. So you will have the ability to speak to any one of your sisters, bounce things off them, say, "What about this? I'm stuck at this level. How do I get to the next piece? What do I do next? Do you have any contacts? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any suggestions?" And you can give the same. Because often when you do a workshop or a retreat, or that's it,
Mm.
that's it. Beautiful, but that's it. There's so much more than just that's it, particularly when you are literally giving birth to the thing that could potentially change the entire world, because that's the energy we're coming to this with.
Yeah.
You have an idea in your head, inside in yourself, And that idea was meant for you to bring forward. But somewhere along the line, you stopped trusting in the fact that you're really powerful. We're about to change your mind.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as we are, as we're working a lot with rituals and ceremonies,
Mm-hmm.
retreat, we'll also have this support during the ongoing program afterwards. So we'll
Yeah.
always go back to rituals and ceremonies to get back into that sacred space.
Yep. Everything comes back to, because it has to. Everything comes back to stillness. God, it was like it was meant for us. Hang on till I want to type this in. Okay, I'm going to turn off my beautiful background again.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love it too much to turn it off fully because a blank wall isn't Mykonos. All right, so let's just shuffle and see what comes out. We won't even ask any questions. We'll see what comes out. There's a reason we're doing this. We thought about this yesterday and we thought maybe we'll just pull a card and we'll see what comes out and then we'll share with you the lesson that we're getting from it and how we've applied it or how we intend to apply it.
Yeah, just
Just you
like,
can see things.
yeah, what's the most important message?
Yeah, on a real basis. You just say stop whenever.
Stop.
Alrighty then.
I mean,
Anya, adaptability.
okay.
Oh, can I share something actually that came up this
No,
morning?
we're
Pardon?
that's what we're doing. We're adapting.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
literally. I mean, I don't know, whoever's watching this, you can be into cards, you can be not into cards, you can be into messages, you can be not into messages. It doesn't matter. Everybody is themselves. Um, Yeah, adaptability is a funny one. I was writing something this morning. Can I share this? And yeah, okay. So this is the whole point of this kind of work. It's if you're getting to know yourself, when you're getting to know yourself, when you're going deeper, when you're becoming more self-aware and self-actualized and you're doing the work for yourself, it's never just about the surface levels. It's about going down to the next level and the next level and the next level. And sometimes something can trigger you and sometimes something can activate you and you'll push back and you might get a bit defensive. And it's about owning that defensiveness and then going past it to see what's on the other side. And it's a full-time job. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't end, but it's worth it. So last night, actually, I started writing a piece on self-leadership. And actually, this adaptability is really, it's key because I've never been a person who carries guilt. I've never been the type of person who sits with guilt and lives in it and takes it on and holds on to it. And yet, in the last year, I have mishandled a couple of situations and I have carried the guilt around the mishandling for the entire year. And I only realized it in the last couple of weeks because this feeling kept coming up inside me, this guilty feeling, guilty feeling. And it's not that I'd done anything wrong, it's that I didn't handle them directly enough. And I'm a really direct person. I don't mince my words. I speak to the truth of the matter. I am all about that. And I just didn't deal with those situations the way I should have. And so the lessons kept coming back up. And because I didn't deal with the first lesson, the second lesson that came up was way worse. And it was really uncomfortable. And it ended up in a back and forth that was completely unnecessary. Um, and I really had to sit with that last night. It felt like everything came to the surface after our conversation yesterday. And I sat last night going, I need to deal with this. I need to stop being silly about this. And I just need to deal with it. And I did. And I literally adapted the way that I have been dealing with things for the last year into a new level or a new model of how I could do things going forward dealt with all of the things that I needed to deal with today, and it's all done and dusted. And it's in that moment of adaptability that you realize that the thing that you thought was a really big deal was tiny. It was insignificant, but we were making it significant. I
Yeah.
was making it way bigger than it actually was. And I was suffering because of it. I was feeling this guilt and I was sad, the blame that I was putting on myself. And I don't do blame. I know that there's a big difference between blame and responsibility. I'm all about being personally responsible, but I was blaming myself, shaming myself, and guilting myself for a year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to let that one go.
Yeah.
And have I? Because I'll only know if I've let it go if another lesson appears and I deal with it directly and immediately in the moment. Yeah, life is funny.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's so interesting what you said, that sometimes we make something big out of something that isn't that big. But still, the trigger is there. So there is a wound inside of us
mm-hmm,
um, that has been triggered, and there's something that hurts. There is pain.
mm-hmm,
So even if it seems to someone else, oh, that's not important. This is just like a minor issue. It's not, because for you, for me, for us, it's important. And
yeah.
I think we're tempted to like say, oh yeah, that's not important. But as long as we do that, we sort of run away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as you said, the lessons get bigger and they hurt more.
Oh,
And life brings us to, it has to hurt so much
mm-hmm,
that we have to say, okay, I can't go on like that. I have to face it. And the beautiful thing is that I so much love when I dare to stay in emotion and just feel it and just be aware of what's there and burn in the fire like the phoenix, then suddenly it dissolves.
mm-hmm.
And then later you think, oh, well, I mean, what was it? It's not, there, the trigger is gone.
Yep.
But that's the beautiful thing. And adaptability is just that, no?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's picking up the well, facing the lesson and see what does it have to do with me? Where do I know this situation from? Where is the feeling? Where's the
Mm.
feeling in my body? And and process it and yeah, adapt.
And it's a pretty powerful card. Like, I love green. Green is my favorite color. And it has nothing to do, or maybe everything to do, with the fact that I'm Irish. But anything I see with green, and there's orange in there and there's yellow, and then this, I don't know, I just think that's an amazing card in itself. Because you know something, I think, or maybe I feel, that it's very egotistical to think that we don't or can't change. The seasons change, the weather changes, the days change, the time changes, the tides change, the moon moves, the sun moves, and yet we think that we should just go along, go along, go along, don't change. And when something big happens, it forces you to either change or stay the same.
Yeah, and staying the same really hurts.
It's, yeah. And this is a muscle. Adaptability is just a muscle that you need to flex and work out and train. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. I'm really blessed. I don't know about you. I'm so blessed that I am really good at adapting and changing and pivoting. That doesn't mean that sometimes a lesson comes along, like has in the last year, and I'm sitting in it.
Yeah, some lessons take longer to be learned.
Oh God, yes, they really do.
And then they come up again, and you put
Yeah,
up with that. But no,
it's,
yeah,
it's wild. So I suppose how we'll end this maybe is we we know our energy, we know our heart, and we know our soul, and we know why we've created what we've created. And we want to show you that. We want to give that across so that when we call in the perfect 12 women, they know from this moment that we're the people for them and they're the people for us.
yeah.
And there's no question, there's no doubt, there's no wondering. It just is what it is. That's who we're calling in. Somebody who goes, oh,
It's
I want
all
you.
exactly, it's all about resonance, and it's about
Hmm.
if you resonate with us and you like how we are, what we say, and how we act and deal with our lives, then maybe this is your calling. Yeah. And we would just so love to take you on this journey. And we've prepared so many beautiful things for you for this beautiful week in this gorgeous place.
Oh, the villa's stunning. It is luxurious personified, and there will be a private chef who is going to cater to all of our every whims. Beautiful, nourishing, gorgeous food, Greek food. I lived in Greece for a year. Take me back because the food is out of this world. Oh,
And it's fresh from the local markets. We have this, we're just right at the ocean with a constant sea breeze. And this, as I said before, this beautiful lighthouse that will, yeah, help us birth the phoenixes in us and bring all our biggest visions
mhm.
into life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if this is for you, there will be a link. All you have to do is click it. We're not intending on making this difficult. We are not doing it like everybody else does it. There is no funnel, or if you consider this the top of the funnel, watching a video, the top of a funnel, if you want to call it those words, this is just us talking to you because we felt like it was the right thing to do. And it still feels like the right thing to do. And we've got 11 more days. And this is going to be fun to see how this builds in 11 days. So, yeah, click the link.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, yeah, find our contacts and don't hesitate. Send
Yep,
a message.
absolutely.
We're so happy to talk to you. Yeah.
And we're sending so much love to everybody who watches this, to you if you feel called to contact us, and to anyone who feels like this isn't right for you, but there's something that stirs inside you, or that we're not right for you, but there's something that stirs inside of you. That's okay. There's not everybody is everybody's cup of tea, but allow that thing to come up inside you. If it starts to bubble, if it starts to feel like it wants to come to the surface, let it. Just take the next step. Just trust you're meant to be here for a reason, and you'll find the right people for you. And for the ones who are right for us, see you soon.
Yes. All right. Then bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you soon.